I wasn't married yet, and Grandpa and Grandma passed away, and so when we all got over to settle it, you know, we had, and Aunt Margaret, you remember her a little bit, don't you? And she wanted Grandpa had a desk with a roll top like this, and Uncle Ray got that. But I was married like you. I didn't want any of that stuff, you know, junk. And so, and Marie wanted the clock. And I mean, what do you care? You know, when you're single, you got nothing. And so, then that clock went to Aunt Marie's house, and Aunt Margaret had mantle clock, they called it. It was just a chime thing, whatever, you know, just to wind up. So, okay. Well, when I saw the advertisement in that book, you know, so I sent it in, and I sent them the money, so they sent me the clock. Now I showed you the picture of that clock, right?
This one?
Yeah, yeah. See, so that was in our living room. Well, I have my oldest daughter. She's the dad. You know what? She saw what you saw there, whatever, you know, and she saw the clock. And you were, I don't know, she was expecting you or whatever. I don't know when that was. Probably you could tell me by the dates, but anyway. So, oh, honey, you know, I did this, but that's a lot of work, see. Well, Grandpa's proud of his kids and proud of his grandchildren. And so, all right, I'll see what I can do. So I had this one done. It was in the one that Tom's got, the one in the living room. And so then I got it done. The janitor from Princeton Church, did you know Hank at all? Dutchie. Well, he was an immigrant. You know, most of these immigrants. At the time when you were born, a lot of immigrants come from the Netherlands, and he come with us. He was young like we were, and he had two little kids, and but well, he wanted to go back to the Netherlands and stuff for visits and that stuff, and so at the time I used to if we had to go, he wanted to go away somewhere or whatever, can you take care of the church for me? So he wanted to pay me, you know, I'll do it, so do it. Wow. So then when your clock was, it doesn't come with any finish. It does now if you want, you know. But anyway, it didn't come. It was all bare wood, see. And I told him I was building this clock, see. Of course, he come from the Netherlands, see, and he was renting this building that he had, and he actually, when he was a kid in the Netherlands, they like to they had trade schools, and you know, whatever you want to do, they had trade schools, you know, like they have here. Well, he took up woodworking and stuff like that, see. So that he said, well, he says, I'll finish it for you. So he finished it for me. So then at different times, and when I had, and then he said, you know, he says, you want to make another clock for Lori, for Ruth? He said, help you with it now. So that's your clock there. Well, then you had mother had a sister Lori. She wanted a clock. And here's the kids.
Oh yeah.
This is our basement. Here's Nathan's there. Yeah, and there's Becky. And so then, well, naturally, then Ruth had one. And that's Lori's.
Oh yeah.
There's Tim, and that's Lori's clock in their house. There it is there. So, that's the story. Now, and then, well, and so, and I built another one, another for Lori, Lynn and Mark. And then this thing fell into my lap. You know what happened? What happened with that?
Yeah.
Well, this fella, Al Vanderbuck, I don't know. Did you know him a little bit?
I remember Al. Yeah.
Oh. Well, this clock was Al. There's a Bible's. There was a used to be a A&P grocery store. I think it was a store on Kalamazoo and 44th. They had just people would come with their old clothes and buy new old clothes and whatever stuff. Mm-hmm. And somebody they dropped that clock off, but it was in shambles. It was the clock had either fell off a truck, or whether they moved it and it tipped over. It was in pieces. There was no glass there. There was nothing. There was nothing there. Only that top was the best part of it. That top was like that, but I had to finish it in the back. It was broken off up there, but there was a few things I had to fix it on, and all these things here. There was no glass and no works there at all. Everything there was. This is all new. This is new, but this here was. But it was in that store, and they wanted. Well, let's see, we saw it for $40. Nobody wanted it. They had it there for 3-4 months, and well, they was interested in selling shoes and used stuff and that stuff. So this was in the way, and they needed the space. And so then they put it down for $10. Nobody wanted it. And it was still in the way. And so this Al called me up on a Saturday. He says, Ken, he says, I don't like to bother you, but if we got a clock over here that we're going to put in the dumpster, he says, it's in our way. We tried to sell it, and nobody wanted it. It was a shambles. And just happened to be that mother and grandma wanted to get some groceries. So I said, well, I said, Al's got a clock he wants me to see. So me and Al used to go to the dumpsters and pick up hardware, scraps and that stuff. So Al had a lot more tools than I had, but he didn't want to fuss with it. So I went there with Grandma, and I had that hatchback, and I looked at it, and they had it wasn't all one piece. It was a shattered. Those things, see those there on the top there? Those were on the bottom. See those round corners there?
Yeah.
Those were on the bottom, and the ones on the top were missing. So I put I put the bottom ones. Those are the bottom ones there, and the top ones I made. I whittled them down.
No kidding.
It was a workable thing, but nobody wanted to fuss with it. So Grant was in the front seat of that car, and I opened that thing up. Al gave me a hand on it. We put it in there. I tell you, Grandma was pretty upset about this piece of junk. And so, anyway, I got it. I brought it in the basement, and the trouble is, I couldn't put it together in the basement. The basement isn't even 8 foot high. It's 7 foot. That basement.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so well, I played with it in the basement as much as I could. But then when I put it together, of course, then she had a better outlook at what it was going to be. But then it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're all pretty happy with it. I finished that up when we had our 50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I put there's a nameplate in there.